Thank you, Skylar. All right, hello, fellow Rotarians. My name is Reed Miller, and I am your president of the Rotary Club of Portland. Welcome to our weekly membership meeting. I will now ask that you all join me in reciting the four-way test. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? And number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Goodwill and better friendships.
And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, at this time, I'm going to ask any Rotarians who have invited a guest to please raise your hand so that I can introduce your guest to the club. If you are a visiting Rotarian who came on your own, please raise your hand and introduce yourself or let us know here in the chat box. Carol, do we have any guests with us today?
I don't see any raised hands and nothing in the checkbox. Thank you.
All righty, let's roll. And of course, thank you to all of our members for joining us here today for another Zoom meeting. Here we are in October, and we continue to get spoiled with great weather up until today, of course, but not just great weather on the weekends. COVID has slowed a lot of things down, but it can't stop us from all of the great outdoor activities the Northwest has to offer. I hope you've all continued to get outside and make the most out of all this great weather and all the great opportunities that life has to offer. After all, that is what life is all about, making great memories. However, society has shifted a little over the last several years, thanks in large part to social media. And now, more time is spent sharing memories and reflecting on memories and oogling over other people's experiences. More time than ever is spent staring at a phone or a screen of some sort. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of this as well. I think we all are. The recent Facebook whistleblower has put the spotlight back on how destructive social media can be. For those of us that have seen the documentary, The Social Dilemma, this does not come as a surprise. And for those of you that have not seen it, let this serve as your public service announcement. I highly recommend each of you watch The Social Dilemma. Now, I'm not here to tell you all social media is bad. It certainly is not, but I will warn you that there is more than initially meets the eye. The point I'm getting at is that we are all spoiled in the Northwest with all of the activities at our fingertips, and I think time is our most precious commodity. Don't accidentally waste it looking at a screen. Get out there and live life to the fullest. That's my note for the day. And as I mentioned, it is October. You're right, it's the month of Halloween, and that means we have a new group of Rotarians with birthdays this month. Skylar, would you please show us who we've got for birthdays? And if you'd all take a moment to just make note of the birthdays we have here of your fellow Rotarians, and please make sure to reach out and wish your fellow Rotarians a happy birthday. We could use the camaraderie now more than ever. So I appreciate all of you staying connected with your fellow Rotarians and making note of their birthdays. Thank you, Skylar. And did we have Terry Goldman join us? Do we have a note on membership? Skylar?
I don't believe he's in here.
Alrighty, we will keep on rolling. Time for our reflection for the day. I would like to welcome Rotarian Angel Pilato, who will be presenting this week's reflection. Welcome, Angel.
Hi, everyone. You're going to get a very brief reflection today. I have a board in my office, and every time I get something, a nice saying or something, I write it down, and my wall is kind of plastered with it. So I'm going to share with you one that I got a couple of weeks ago that kind of fit me. And it was, forgive the past, accept the present, and trust the future. Now, forgive the past doesn't mean like sins or anything like that. It means if you've got some regrets about something that happened in the past, let it go. Don't let it boggle up your mind, okay? and accept the present. Well, it's raining out. Yeah, we're not going to have any forest fires here, thank heavens. And also, with regards to accepting the present, it's very hard because we're always looking like, oh, what am I going to do this? And just let each day come as it is and do what you can. And trust the future. Yes, that's also hard, but we also have to plan a little bit for it. But trust that things will work out. So forgive the past, accept the present, and trust the future. Amen.
I love it. Thank you so much, Angel. I think that's very timely. And I think kind of to my point, of living in the moment right now and not getting caught up in the past or worrying too much about the future. So perfect reflection there. Angel, thank you so much for that. And if any of you other Rotarians are interested in giving a reflection in the future, please reach out to Susan, who is in charge of scheduling the reflections, and her email is 2navycaptains@gmail.com. And Skylar will drop that in the chat box. Thank you, Skylar. All right, I want to make a special shout out to Deb Dion and the program committee. They have done a terrific job of finding top quality speakers for our programs. We are now booked with speakers through the middle of January. However, that does not mean we are not looking for more excellent speakers. The best speakers oftentimes take months to book, so it's always a great time to consider future speakers. With that said, today's speaker was forced to reschedule. So the good news is that gives us more time to hang out with our fellow Rotarians. We're going to have a series of 3 15-minute breakout rooms today. Before we jump in there, Terry, I did see you jumped in here. Did you have an update for membership?
Thanks, President Reed. Sorry I was late. I don't have any great updates. We have 1 new member that's coming next month. I'm excited about that, potentially 3. And I will tell you that Danielle Banks is doing, is single-handedly outside of the U40 group is recruiting new members for our club. So while we only need 1 from every single one of you, thank you, Danielle, for giving us 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. She's actually got a list of like 10. Which we love. So great job, Danielle. Love it and appreciate you so much in your leadership. But again, just an emphasis, just one. So if everybody could think of just 1 Rotarian that could join our club before the end of the calendar year, that would be fantastic. I invite them to our meeting and or put them in touch with me. I will put my email in the chat right now, and I would love to talk to them about getting them to join our club. So there you go. Okay, thanks, President Reed.
Thank you so much, Terry. I apologize about putting you on the spot there, but always good to hear the updates from our membership. I appreciate that. And thank you so much, Danielle, for doing the heavy lifting. And as Terry mentioned, we're looking for 1 new member from each of you. So for our first breakout room, we're going to spend 15 minutes considering who your next new member might be. Just kidding, just a joke, but seriously, spend a little time, think about it. 1 new member, we're not asking that much there. Okay, so having meetings virtually has limited our club's social interaction. So this is a great opportunity to have discussions with your fellow Rotarians and catch up with those that you haven't talked to recently. Maybe even meet somebody new. We will have 3 separate topics to be discussed over the course of 3 breakout rooms. The overarching theme of the topics will be the impacts of COVID. The topic for the first breakout room is going to be childcare, which has been significantly impacted by COVID in a number of different arenas and continues to impact outside of childcare. So I think that that's kind of a loaded subject there. We'll see you all back here in just about 15 minutes. Enjoy. Okay, welcome back. That was the last breakout room. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. The good news is we may have a new large project for our club. We had a very productive conversation. Last few breakout rooms. I'm sure most of you probably heard the conversation about the homelessness and the solution that we are working on coming up with throughout our separate breakout rooms. If not, you'll have to get in touch with your fellow Rotarians and have that conversation. Hopefully there will be more on that in the future. Next week, we will be right back here meeting on Zoom at noon on Tuesday, October 12th. Next week's presentation will be from Matt Peralta and Amy Rosenberg. They will be discussing the timely topic of tech policy and how it impacts society. Please do not forget, if you have a speaker idea, please reach out to Dev Dion, who is the chair of our program committee. We are always looking for great program ideas, and our programs depend on our members taking the initiative. All right.
Reed, let me just tell you, I got one program idea from one of my breakout meetings. So progress.
Excellent. And you know what? We have just a couple of minutes. And since I'm running this show, I'm just going to bring you all up to speed on this large project that we were just talking about. I thought it was an excellent idea. And you know what? Bill, this was your idea. Do you want to present this? You want to throw it out there and see if we can get a little more traction going?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to talk about it, Reed. We talked about the city is putting together are building a series of homeless pods that are about the size of maybe half a container. They've got hot and cold running water. You can lock the door. They've got electricity in it. It's probably a common bathroom. I don't know if it has a toilet in it or not. And they're putting these like on parking lots and so forth. There's going to be a series of different locations around the city that they put them in, both on the east and the west side. And we've had a homeless committee, but we haven't actually gotten anybody off the street that I know of. And so I'd be interested in having a fund developed where we could actually, Rotary could fund some of these pods and then give it to the city. The city could decide where they want to put them, but hopefully it would provide, it's not a great place. I don't think we're enabling anybody that wants to live in a closet-like home, but at least it's warm, it's safe. They can lock the door at night, have hot and cold running water and so forth. And I think it's something that we should look into. I think it'd be an interesting speaker for our program to have someone who knows about these pods come in and talk to us about how they work, what the city's plans are, what they cost, and perhaps we could open a fund in our club in which people could contribute money to buying these pods that we could then give to the city.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you jumping in there and being willing to share. We certainly had a few questions and we went back and forth on the pros and the cons of that idea. And at the end of the day, we had solutions for all of the cons. So it sounded like a great idea. We all capitulated and thought that it was a fantastic idea. So I hope to see that idea get some legs and start walking and come to fruition. So thank you, Bill, for bringing that topic up. And thank you all for joining us today back here on Zoom for another meeting. I want to thank Angel Pilato for today's thoughtful reflection. I'd also like to thank everybody behind the scenes today that help our programs run so smoothly. Thank you so much, Skylar. Thank you, Carol. And most importantly, thank you to all of our committee chairs and to all of our members for everything you do for our club and for our community. As we close today's meeting, let's all remember why we're here. We serve to change lives. Let's continue to focus on the lives that we change and continue to step up to do the right thing. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to give you a few minutes of your day back. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.